Hi guys! Welcome back to our channel. So ngayon, maghahatid na naman tayo ng maraming breaking news. Yung breaking ay sumasabog talaga, no? Grabe, at nag-iinit na balita. Kasi kaka-announce lang nito, yan, today, and yung iba ay kahapon. So sunod-sunod na ang pag-a-announce ng IRCC affecting not just international students, but even temporary foreign workers and even temporary residents. So, kung interested kayong malaman kung ano yung mga breaking news na ito, please keep on watching! So, ayan na nga guys, no? Sunod-sunod ang breaking news o yung mga nilalabas na update or paghihigpit ng IRCC ngayon, hindi lang sa international students, kundi pati na rin sa mga temporary residents ng Canada and temporary foreign workers. So, di ba, lately, yung mga na-upload nating update ay mostly affecting international students dahil doon tayo napapabilang. Pero ngayon, hindi lang international students ang hot topic. So, mamaya, di ba, pwede tayong affected na rin or yung mga kakilala natin dahil temporary residents and even temporary foreign workers apektado sa ating ihahatid na update ngayon. So, ano nga ba ang mga breaking news na dapat nating talakayin or i-discuss ngayon para na rin sa kaalaman ng maraming tao kasi alam ko naman tayo ay busy sa trabaho, whether meron tayong double job, triple job, and yung iba ay busy sa pag-aaral. And kami nga na pumapasok sa eskwelahan, malapit na ang finals which is nandyan na bumubuhos yung mga projects and assignments. So, minsan nakakaligtaan natin or wala na tayong time bumisita at manood or makinig ng mga balita. Pero I think this news ay dapat talagang malaman natin. Well, aside nga pala sa naging vlog namin nung isang araw regarding sa restrictions ng open work permit eligibility for spouses or common law partners ng international students. So kung hindi nyo pa pala napanood ang video na yon, you can visit that video under the link below para updated rin kayo about that topic. So ito nga, dako tayo sa tatlong breaking news or update na i-discuss natin. So unang-una, ito, LAMIA validity has been reduced to 6 months. So, kung hindi natin binabasa talaga yung buong update or ulat tungkol dyan, medyo magpapanik tayo. So, yung iba nga nagpapanik kasi nga, sabi, may nagbe-message na rin sa amin na hindi na nga raw siya nag-international student and then yet, itong LAMIA validity will be reduced na to 6 months. So, tingnan muna natin ano ba yung nare-reduce actually under that update. So number 2, ito, I know it will be affecting a lot of people. Hindi lang thousands, hindi lang hundreds of thousands, but millions of people. Yan, temporary resident dito sa Canada. And ito Canada will be reducing that population. So, yan, another heartache. So, yan, malalaman natin kung ano yung kabuuang update on that matter. And finally, so, eligibility for PGWP ng international students under Public-Private College Partnership Program will only be until May 15, 2024. So, dito may nangyaring adjustment of date. So, pwedeng dito talaga heartbreaking to sa mga international students na kasamahan natin dyan sa Public-Private College Partnership. Kasi malilimit ang kanilang eligibility for PGWP up to a certain date na lang. So, ito number 1. Yan, hot topic, LAMIA validity will be reduced to 6 months. So, first and foremost nga pala, ano ba muna itong LAMIA? So, marami na rin tayong naging past videos or discussions regarding LAMIA. But basically, yung LAMIA means Labor Market Impact Assessment. Ito yung application na ginagawa ng employers or businesses para makapag-hire sila ng temporary foreign workers. Ibig sabihin, mag-hire sila ng outside Canada para makapag-fill ng labor shortage nila or vacancies. And they have to prove na walang available na Canadian citizen or permanent resident na mag-fill ng job position na inaalok nila. So para makakuha sila ng temporary foreign workers, ito ang kukunin dapat, which is LAMIA. So bago pa magpanik ang ating maraming kababayan na nandito sa Canada, yan, lalo na yung ibang mga kilala nating nasa tourist visa, no, or naka-tourist visa, and they are looking for job. Syempre para ma-issuean ng work permit, they have to search for employers na nag-sponsor ng LAMIA. So dapat alamin muna natin ano ba yung background or pinanggalingan ng validity ng LAMIA. So before kasi ng pandemic, syempre before the world stopped, yan, for a certain number of years, yung LAMIA validity talaga ay 6 months lang. Pero during the pandemic, syempre to help ease labor market conditions, Canada temporarily increased the validity period of LAMIA to 12 months. So because syempre meron tayong mga delay sa processing, whether it's in the part of the government, or part ng employer, or even part ng employee. Yan, syempre dahil pwedeng maraming nagko-close nga ng agencies during that time, may mga nagkakasakit na empleyado or employer, pinahaba yung validity period ng LAMIA, which is from 6 months to 12 months. However, since nakikita na nila na, okay, hindi na pala kailangan na ganyan kahaba ang LAMIA validity, back to normal na ulit tayo, which is yung validity ng LAMIA ay ibabalik natin to 6 months, and that will start on May 1, 2024. So note that employers part ng Recognized Employer Pilot Program will not be impacted by this change. So Recognized Employer Pilot Program will be very good as a separate topic na to kasi mahaba-haba rin yung discussion na to, but para syempre ma-check nyo rin kung sino yung mga accepted employers under this limitation, you can visit or search about Recognized Employer Pilot Program. And ito pala mahalaga na dapat alam natin yung difference ng LAMIA versus the work permit. So yung LAMIA ang ginagamit natin pang-apply para makakuha tayo ng valid work permit dito sa Canada. So iniisip ko ito para lang itong letter of acceptance on the part of the students, yung international students dito. So you will secure it from the school, di ba, yung LOA, and then for a certain period of time, valid lang yung LOA mo na yan kasi dapat may apply mo na yan para makakuha ka ng student permit. So ganun din dito, when it comes to work, sa pag-apply naman ng work permit, makakakuha muna ng LAMIA. Pero hindi na yun hahabaan yung validity. Gagawin na lang natin 6 months, and during that period of time na 6 months, dapat mai-process mo na yan and makakuha ka na nga ng work permit. So during the period of time na valid naman yung LAMIA mo, pwede mo itong gamitin. Yan na, pandagdag din sa CRS points para makapasok ka sa express entry. So based on this update, sabi dito, low-wage workers that apply through the Temporary Foreign Workers Program must comprise no more than 20% of a Canadian business's workforce. So anong ibig sabihin nito? Kasi dati nga daw, 30% yung ina-allow na pwedeng kunin ng business or employer from the Temporary Foreign Workers Program. So just an example, itong employer or company na to, may 100 na katao. So out of 100 na yan, 30 na katao ang pwede niyang kunin as temporary foreign workers. Pero with this update, hindi na 30% yung i-allow under that program. Dapat 20% na lang. Guys, magbabawas daw tayo. So 20% na lang yung i-allow na temporary foreign workers na pwedeng i-hire under that Canadian businesses workforce. And we are talking here about low-wage workers. And then, as of May 1, 2024, only the construction and healthcare sectors will be allowed to have up to 30% of their workforce on low-wage temporary foreign work program work permits. Okay, so meron lang tayong exception kapag nasa construction and healthcare sectors, sige, pwedeng 30% of their workforce will be taken on the low-wage TFWP work permits. And ito din yung mga exception. Seasonal industries such as agriculture, fishing, and tourism are also exempted from a cap during their peak seasons. So kapag hindi napasama ang iyong business or industry in the said sectors, yan, dapat 20% lang ang mahire mong temporary foreign workers na low wage. Yan na. So, it's being qualified. Kapag high wage naman, hindi yan nasasaklaw ng limitation. So, ayan guys, yung unang balita pa lang, di ba? Shocking na agad and alam ko maraming maapektuhan dito lalo na kapag nag-start na ang pagbabawas ng pagkuha ng temporary foreign workers in their company. So, that's a drop ng from 30% to 20% na lang. Okay, so let's go to the second update, second breaking news. Yan, ito naman, guys, hindi lang temporary foreign workers, hindi lang international students ang may capping. Ito naman, Canada to reduce temporary resident population. So kung hindi pa kayo permanent resident or Canadian citizens dito sa Canada, nako, diba ang hirap talaga gumalaw dahil pwedeng-pwede tayong maapektuhan anytime ng kanilang nilalabas na update or restrictions. And ngayon nga, no, maapektuhan ang temporary resident population. So, gaano ba ka-intense itong pagbabawas ng temporary resident? So, maapektuhan pa ba yung mga nandito na or yung mga papunta pa lang? So, based on this update, no, recently, Canada's temporary resident volume has increased significantly, now reaching up to 2.5 million or 6.2 of our population in 2023. Yan yung sinasabi ko na big population talaga tayo. Kasama rin naman international student dito sa temporary resident. So, 2.5 million tayo na napapabilang dito and affected ng news na ito. So, overall, 6.2% daw tayo ng population in 2023. And anong gagawin sa atin? Sa ating 2.5 million na nandito ngayon sa Canada. So, they are targeting a decrease in the temporary resident population to 5% over the next 3 years. So, this was according to Immigration Minister Mark Miller. So, biruin nyo, from 6.2%, ang goal nila, paliitin yan ng 5% over the next 3 years. Hindi naman agad-agad ngayon 2024, dapat 5% na lang yan. So, in the next 3 years, so until, I think, 2027, dapat ma-reach nila yung goal nila. Ayan, grabe no? Parang tama na muna daw, awat na. And iniisip ko na nga lang, paano babawasan ang temporary resident dito? Papaalisin ba? Or whatever, di ba? Lilimitahan ang opportunities for job? Yan, nakakasakit. Nakakasakit ng puso ang ating mga nababasang update ngayon. Let's just do the math, no? Itong figures na ipapakita ko, I just researched it sa Google. Pwedeng hindi ito yung exact based on the Canada statistics, pero let's do the math, no? Kasi sabi, nasa 40 million yung population. So, 6.2% niyan ay temporary residents. So, about 2.5 million or 2,512,760 na temporary resident tayong maapektuhan dito sa Canada based on this update. So, ilan ang tatapyasin or mawawala dapat dito sa figure na ito, di ba? Out of 40 million na population. Okay? So, using that same number based on my understanding, kasi pwede rin naman ma-change yung base number nito into a 2024 population. So, we'll see. Pero ito, 2023 population times 5%, which is yun yung target nila over the next 3 years. Yan. So, dapat daw nasa 2 million na lang ang temporary resident dito sa Canada. So, that is just based on my understanding kasi iniisip ko, ilan ba ang maaapektuhan? Kasi sasabihin mo, oh, it's just a difference lang na 1.2%. Kasi 6.2 lang yan, and then gagawing 5%. Pero no, we are talking about millions here. So, out of 2.5 million na temporary residents ng Canada ngayon, So, saan na mapupunta yung almost 500,000 or 500,000 na temporary resident? So, paano mamimit yung goal? And paano tayo papauwiin? or paano aalis ang 500,000 para ma-meet lang yung 5% target nila by 2027. So, yan, speechless. Hindi ko na alam kasi based lang naman tayo sa update, so hindi pa clear kung paano nila ma-reach itong target na ito. And they are doing the negative, patras, pabawas ng population. Kumpara sa ibang countries na gustong mag-invite ng immigrants. Well, ganun naman yung case ni Canada, no? Gusto niya mag-invite ng immigrants before. However, ito na nga, no, hindi na na-control. Kasi nga marami ng aspekto ang naaapektuhan because of the uncontrolled growing population dito sa Canada. Kabilang na dito yung housing crisis, yung shortage ng doctors, pati na rin yung hindi magandang serbisyo na nararanasan ng iba sa healthcare system dito sa Canada. Yan because nga overpopulated na somehow ang Canada. Yan, para sa kanila ha, overpopulated. Although I know that mas marami pa rin population ang Philippines versus Canada. So, cutting this figure from 6.2% and ngayon gagawin natin 5%. So, according to the news, that would mean a decrease in the temporary resident population of roughly 19%. So, this is not a historical low, driving it down by 19%, but it is something that has to be done well. So, sabi pa nga nila, Immigration Minister, yung pagka-cut daw ng kalahating milyon dito, it is a reasonable goal daw ha, and relatively ambitious, but it's something that they have to crystallize over the next 3 years. As to the method naman or way, paano nga ba magbabawas ng temporary resident dito sa Canada, so Miller said he will convene a meeting with his provincial and territorial counterparts in May. So sa Mayo pa sila magdi-discuss about that 5% reduction target. So note that in December, Statistics Canada said the country's population grew by more than 430,000 during the third quarter of 2023, marking the fastest pace of population growth in any quarter since 1957. So napakabilis talaga nag-boom ng population dito sa Canada noong 2023 and huling nakita pa nila yung ganong pace ng pag-boom noong 1957. So note that ito, sabi rin sa update na to, bakit pa tayo magbabawas ng temporary residents and even temporary foreign workers? Kasi nga no, wala na tayo sa pandemic era. Yan, nakaka-adapt na and pick up yung mga businesses somehow. And dapat talaga kapag mag-hire daw yung mga businesses and business owners, dapat they have to exhaust every option and work to prioritize workers here in Canada before applying for temporary foreign workers. So yan, gusto nila ma-emphasize sa mga business owners na kunin nyo muna ang Canadian citizens and permanent residents na available dito, even yung mga asylum seekers, sila muna yung kunin rather than getting the employment outside the country. So yan ang ating second update, no? Yan, shocking figures. So pangalawang balita pa lang yan ha, pangalawang pasabog ng IRCC. And meron nga tayo ditong pangatlo na gustong ipakita. Yan, eligibility for PGWP of an international student in a public-private college partnership program. So, only until May 15, 2024. So, hindi naman marami yung maapektuhan nito, but still, di ba, may maaapektuhan pa rin. And, syempre, nakaka-depress na rin talaga yung mga changes na nangyayari. Kasi tingnan nyo ito. So, sabi nung January 22, 2024, IRCC confirmed that international graduates of college programs delivered through a public-private curriculum licensing arrangement would no longer be eligible for a post-graduation work permit. However, sabi nga nila, okay, hindi ka na eligible starting September 1, 2024, nung in-announce yan. Pero ngayon, ito ha, parang nakakagulat ito kung ako yung nasa posisyon dahil bigla-bigla na lang din babaguhin yung date kung kailan yung stop ng eligibility. Because they said now, okay, this change will take effect on May 15, 2024 rather than the earlier previously mentioned announced date of September 1, 2024. So, yan, di ba? Instead na September 1 ang stop ng eligibility, okay, dapat until May 15 na lang para ma-qualify ka for PGWP. So ano ba yung ibig sabihin nito? So this means that international students who begin this type of program on May 15, 2024 or later will not be eligible for a postgraduation work permit when they graduate. So pag mag-aaral ka under this arrangement, no, starting May 15 or later, yan, hindi ka na magiging eligible for PGWP. So however, ito naman, binigyan din nila ng pag-asa somehow yung maapektuhan nito. Dahil sabi nga nila, although hindi na magiging eligible sa PGWP, yung affected student na nandito under public-private curriculum licensing arrangement, okay, pwede naman daw siya kumuha ng another type of work permit. So, just like a closed work permit or LAMIA. So, yun yung sinasuggest nila aside from the PGWP.
So yun guys, ang ating vlog for today. So yun ang ating 3 breaking news, 'di ba? Kakatapos lang natin ng breaking news about the eligibility of spouses for open work permits, and ngayon naman maapektuhan ang temporary residents and temporary foreign workers sa bago nilang announcement. So yan, 'di ba? Sunod-sunod na talaga ang ginagawang update ng IRCC. So ngayon talaga i-advise ko, dapat lagi tayong nakatutok sa news dahil hindi natin alam, baka pwedeng affected na rin pala tayo sa ginagawang update ng IRCC. So, yun guys, good luck sa atin, no, na nakikipagsapalaran dito sa Canada and wala pa tayong permanent residency. So, I know this is a very difficult time and very confusing talaga sa atin yung sobrang daming changes na nangyayari. Pero syempre, kapit lang, tingnan natin yung other options and dapat talaga pag-aralan natin kung ano yung mga nangyayari regarding the immigration rules here in Canada. So, yun lang guys. I hope meron kayong natutunan in this video. So, if you have any questions, you can leave your question down below. And sa mga hindi pa nga pala nakaka-subscribe sa aming channel, please do subscribe po. And don't forget to click the notification bell para updated din kayo sa aming latest video uploads. So, yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Peace!